Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Disney Morning Show with me, Kyle, the editorial director for LifeandPlace.com. And surprise, Tony's here. Hi, Tony.
Hello.
So we'll talk more about everything later. But yeah, Tony's here to join me today, which is exciting. And do we have some hellos to say, Tony?
We have a lot of hellos to say.
Awesome.
Apparently, it's been a long weekend. We got Fred, top of the morning to you.
Yes. We say that every time. I can't help it.
Gio, happy Monday. Genie Plus, happy Monday. Nikki B doing some accounting for us, telling us that there's 205,000 subs now.
Baba Booey, zombies.
3 more thousand since Friday. And Gio is also nice to see you too, Genie Plus.
Does Monday have a fun nickname, Nikki? I need you to come up with one.
Manic Monday?
I wish it were Sunday. Yeah. That's my fun day.
Yeah.
I don't have to run day. But let's get to the stock. Written by Prince.
That's true.
Anyway, last time we checked the stock, it was at 120.90. Now it is at 120.49. Huge changes. Nothing too exciting. All right. We're going to skip the weather and go right to
20-second TO. Because of the bumpers, did you get the alert when you signed on? This is a little backstage info here. Sorry, everybody. You could drag and drop the bumpers now.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see now. I've seen that I can. Yes, they must have gotten the same feedback. Maybe it was me. Maybe they were watching us. Let's pretend that that's.
Yeah, I came on earlier and I got that alert. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, so if you saw Fantastic Four in theaters this weekend, you've probably seen the trailer for Avatar: Fire and Ash. But after debuting in theaters this weekend, it is now available online for all to view. I haven't really watched it. I went through it enough to get a screenshot to use for a featured image. That was about it. But yeah, third movie coming out this December 19th is when this is scheduled to open. Did you have a chance to watch it, Tony?
I have not watched the trailer yet. No.
Are you an Avatar fan at all?
No.
Me neither. There you go. But if you are an Avatar fan, you could check that out. We have it on Laughing Place, and you can look forward to the third entry. I think there's at least 2 more. And then I think he said he wants to make more. Actually, I know that they just wrapped, I think on this film.
Well, his goal was 5, wasn't it?
Originally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a friend who worked in post-production, and she's like, we finally finished. So
we were talking about the Avatar expansion coming to California Adventure, and my wife was unaware that Monsters Inc. was closing for it. And she's like, why is it closing? And I said, because of the blue people. And we were the group of friends. And she goes, but Smurfs isn't Disney. And then somebody else, I don't remember what they thought, like the Blue Man Group theater was being moved over there for some reason. And my point is, it was about 6 guesses before anybody got to Avatar. Now, like, which validates maybe why they should rethink that, but too late now.
It's okay. Anyway, speaking of Fantastic Four, it did fantastically this weekend. Haha, I did okay.
I would have said it did incredible.
Yeah, it did that too. So I had to write a subhead to put it in. I almost did that exact same joke. Was you could say the box office was, and I ended up putting fantastic, but I did think about putting incredible as a joke. Anyway, estimated 118 million domestically over the 3 days, but it includes Thursday previews, 220 million worldwide. And crucially, with that bump, the Walt Disney Company has now passed $3 billion in 2025 ticket sales. 3.19 billion is how you should say that. Yeah. So yeah, congratulations. Marvel's slump is over. We'll see how it holds. It had really good reviews, both critically and in terms of audience. I did not see it yet, but I look forward to going to see it.
I haven't seen it either, but we're going to get into stuff I have seen, and that's mostly classic animated.
You might have said you'd seen it again and again and again.
Yes.
Like a case of deja vu.
I was going to say like animated classics. again and again for sure. And Andreas Deja, Disney legend, animator, responsible for a lot of characters you know and love, but mostly recognized for his work on 3 back-to-back Disney villains, Gaston, Jafar, and Scar. I put that in my notes just in case I stumbled, but I knew I would remember it anyway.
I do the same thing. I write down things. I'm like, I should know this, but I'm going to put it here just in case.
But there was a special panel at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend celebrating him and his work on the Disney villains. And during a brief little Q&A, I'm definitely pretty sure it was our own Benji who...
It was the press conference.
Okay.
Related to it. Wasn't during the panel itself.
Okay, it was afterward then.
A press room.
But he definitely asked the question, what advice would you give to the people working on the team bringing the Villains Land to life? And he basically said, well, I'm on that team, so they have to listen to me anyway. Which was big news, knowing that one of the hands behind classic Disney villains that are still used again and again today in so many different like projects and stuff is leading them along for the Villains Land coming to Magic Kingdom.
Pretty cool.
Okay, let me think of a segue for this one. Deja vu again. Last year, I think it was at the TCA, they announced 2 Family Guy holiday specials were coming, one for Halloween and for Christmas. And in 2025, we're doing the exact same thing, a special Family Guy episode for Halloween and for Christmas, both arriving exclusively on Hulu. The first one debuting October 6th. And I have a hunch it's the Halloween one. And it's going to be called A Little Fright Music.
Do you see anything missing from this photo?
Let me look again. Well, not Brian, because he's dead. Oh, no, okay. Oh, but Meg is missing.
Yeah. No, Meg. Shut up, Meg.
My favorite thing was when they killed off Brian, and I thought they were going to do that again with Marge on The Simpsons.
Hey.
Yeah, and then everybody just... I just remember seeing somebody got a tattoo that was like, R.I.P. Brian. I was like, oh, you stupid idiot. Yeah. So no offense if that guy is watching right now, but you're a stupid idiot.
Okay, wow. So yeah, Family Guy. Looking forward to those.
Family Guy. Don't get a tattoo of an animated character unless the series is over, or you love it that much. You never know. Anyway, speaking of things in the digital realm, I don't know what that means, but Tron Ares also released a new soundtrack single called As Alive as You Want Me to Be. Composed by, I'm assuming it's also performed by, but we didn't get specifications on that. 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
This is going to include flashing lights, by the way, so be careful.
Yes. The full soundtrack comes out in September on the 19th, I believe. Yeah, September 19th. Full movie comes out October 10th, but everybody in attendance at San Diego Comic-Con got to see this crazy laser show. And it said it was that single, but I watched this and I heard more than the single from my one time listening to it. So I'm curious, but yeah, it looked really cool. And it shows like clips from the movie, but I don't think anybody's really watching that screen as much as you're watching the lasers. So I don't know. I wasn't there, but it looked really cool.
It does look cool, and cool Hall H panel. Marvel wasn't there this year, so it was nice that there was some Disney representation in the big hall between that and then Alien and Predator. Not, those are separate things.
Does Marvel normally take over Hall H?
I mean, just for their big MCU panel.
Okay.
Like that's where last year we had. So that is a moment, going back to the Family Guy thing. A lot of the TV stuff takes place in Ballroom 20, and so that's where they had this year Family Guy, Simpsons, American Dad, and Bob's. And for the Simpsons, the creators came out in Doctor Doom masks making fun of the RDJ announcement last year's Comic-Con. So that was a fun little nod. But we also had Percy Jackson at Comic-Con, but this is a different set of
Titans.
Yes.
Yes, Disney's Hercules is a live Broadway musical style stage show coming to the Disney Destiny, the newest cruise ship in the Disney fleet that will retain that title for about a month before another one comes out. Has larger than life puppets featuring the Titans from 1997's animated Hercules. It looks really cool. I'm very excited. We won't see the full show until the maiden voyage in November, but we saw these little glimpses here. and it really takes what I think they did in Moana with Te Kā and like pushes it. But as you see him going into the suit there, I was just like, whatever happened to the Hulk from TCA?
Well, there is now the Thing. I don't know if that's on the same scale or uses a
Okay.
similar system. I mean, they were kind of, they did say for a limited time, like I think it was all about kind of like a play testing sort of a thing, even though you had to stand behind. I don't think you actually got to get up next to him. But yeah, I think it was one of those things that they were more testing out than they were looking to make it a permanent addition.
Because this, to me, like the way the hands move and everything, reminds me of D23 and when they did the
It's
Hulk.
very possible that they
Pretty
just
much the
integrated
same
that.
system. But yeah, so that's where I landed with that. But we'll know more for sure in November with the maiden voyage.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
But I just want to say real quick, Kyle.
Sure.
You put up with a lot from me. Just thank you for being my friend.
Thank you for that great segue, because the Golden Girls is turning 40 years old this September, and they're celebrating in a few different ways, including an ABC news special, 1 hour special. They don't have a name for it yet, but it'll feature interviews from the series creator Susan Harris, producer Tony Thomas, and other original writers and producers. And just as a reminder, ABC produced the show, but it aired on NBC. So it's always kind of funny when ABC is now just like claiming ownership of it. But there's also several new tie-ins. You'll see there's different merchandise collections. I think we looked at one of them the other day, but one of them I want to point out is the Knocking Point Wines, who are going to be debuting bottles of wine inspired by the 4 Golden Girls. These will debut on August 17th. The Dorothy Zbornak is a full-bodied red. The Blanche Devereaux is a Sauvignon Blanc.
Spoiler.
The Sophia Petrillo is a red blend. And can you guess what the Rose Island is?
I know.
A rosé.
I was gonna say a white wine because it's Betty White, but
that's pretty good. Anyway, so yeah, lots of Golden Girls fun coming up in the next couple of months as they celebrate 40 years. Unfortunately, all 4 Disney legends have now passed.
Which, to your point, is Fred says, sucks that they themselves are no longer with us, unfortunately. I'm not going to lie, when you said exclusive interviews, I thought you were going to say with them.
From the grave.
In my head, I was like, via Ouija board? Like, how? But
so Disney Plus perks. Probably the most interesting one yet. You can now get a complimentary D23 Gold membership just for being a Disney Plus subscriber. So the way this works is, because I've done it, I haven't been a Gold member for a while. It has to be the same email address that you use, by the way. So for Disney Plus and for D23, it's a recurring monthly subscription. So as long as you have a Disney Plus membership, you'll continue to have this. Obviously, they're not sending you a free gift box and things like that. So you don't get that, but you do get access to the digital magazine. You'll have access to Gold member events, including when they do the Gold member theater. You'll be able to do that and enter sweepstakes and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a cross between the actual Gold and then the general member. But yeah, pretty interesting perk. I guess I'm a Gold member again. Obviously, I don't get my charter member day 1 charter membership back by doing this, but an interesting idea that kind of cheapens D23. But I feel like most people that have a D23 membership really do keep it for the gifts each time. They like the exclusivity of the merch and things like that. Would you agree?
Yeah, and then but this I think was also, let's boost those live streaming numbers in the Gold theater.
Oh, does it show numbers?
No, I'm just saying that because
that'd be funny if it did. Because
my other thought too was, because there's so many things that are Gold member specific now, you're gonna have to figure out, because like the D23 one, like everything sells out so quickly already as Gold member. So what's gonna happen now if everybody with Disney Plus is also a Gold member? So
yeah, that's a good point. Somehow the same 5 people that are at every event will still make it in. Go figure. But speaking of Disney Plus, let's get a look at the Disney Plus top 10.
Zombies?
I have this on the full-fledged TVMA, and yet Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus still number 1. The Fantastic Four special look next to The Incredibles is awesome. thing. The Amateur, Fantastic Four. This is the early 2000s one.
2015 one. Oh no, that's the Jessica Alba one.
2005.
2005.
Yeah, it is Jessica Alba and Chris Evans and the other people. Brave New World, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer in there. Bayou, people checking out the broken AAs.
Yep, I was gonna say it's only that one's the broken one.
Freaky Friday, not the original, but the 2003, and then Snow White in the top 10. So there you go.
Fred also points out Fantastic Four and The Incredibles. Yeah,
they want to compare.
They found out.
Sorry, once I commit to hitting that button, it's been hit.
I was going to say they saw that it was a special look and not the actual movie, so like, let's just go watch The Incredibles.
Finally, somebody figured out that that's the case. Anyway, we're going to go around LP, starting with our own Bill Gausel. As you may or may not know, every Sunday he does a retrospective on Touchstone films and other. This is a movie that I don't know if I've ever heard of. Martin Scorsese movie. I don't even know how to say it. Is it Kundun?
I would guess Kundun, but I'm not.
Go with that. Okay. So you can check out more about this movie, which, spoiler alert, he says is a masterpiece of cinema. So sounds worth your time. If you want a little preview of that, you can check that out over on Laughing Place. Then Tony, this is, well, Amphibia was never your, breaking down the fourth wall here. Amphibia was never your favorite of the Disney Channel shows, but you did enjoy it overall.
I enjoyed it, yeah. I also jumped into it late. It had already been like well established by the time I'll say it got assigned, because that's basically what it was. But I do recaps of Amphibia. I'm like, it was, I think, the halfway through the second season, like 2B. And I was like, all right, started going back and watching it, but I didn't catch up in time. So there was over time I did, but at launch, I was just like, this is not really making sense to me. But because it is unlike other Disney animated shows in a great way, because it does carry over. Gosh, excuse me. It does carry over through each episode. There are story arcs, and it is a greater story being told. Whereas something like Kiff, or to an extent Big City Greens or Stugo, it's episode by episode by episode. You can jump in and go from there. This one is a book in animated form. But that said, we learned more about books that came out at San Diego Comic-Con, including Marcy's Journal, which expands upon, that's actually the one he's holding right there, I believe, which expands upon the universe and answers a lot of fan questions, because it is so deep and so full of lore in these worlds that were built that fans had all kinds of questions that they were just constantly barraging him with. And then we also learned about the Art of Amphibia book. But the big news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con was that there's a new graphic novel series coming called Amphibia: Strange Voyage, which will be kind of set in that same realm there. I am curious, though, and I'm sure this might have been answered at the panel, but we'll see, is if the humans that left Amphibia at the end of the series, spoiler, they do get out, are back in any way. So we'll find out soon, hopefully.
So yeah, you can check out Alex's full recap of that panel there. And speaking of Alex, our latest episode of Laughing Place on Location is here. And would you believe it? We're covering the Descendants and Zombies concert. I think this one's from opening night, because he went twice. So it's from one of the Sand Cities. I didn't get a chance to watch.
One was San Diego and one was San Jose, right?
Yeah. Hence Sand Cities.
Yep.
So yeah,
a lot of those in California.
That's very true. So yeah, be sure to check out the latest episode there, and we'll go on to and the rest. So speaking of throwbacks, that wasn't really a throwback. Disney Plus has been celebrating throwbacks, and they just did a team up with the Escape. It's not the Escape Room. What is it? The Escape
Game.
The Escape Game. So there's this online game now that you can play themed to. This is a free online game, as it says right there in the image, and it's 8 different mini games, I think,
Yeah.
from inspired by different Disney Channel
To
shows
unlock
and
a bigger
properties.
game.
Yes, to unlock a bigger game. Tony and I both did this. My wife did it. It's pretty fun. Some are more challenging than others.
Yep.
Some you need to make sure you actually read the instructions so you don't make it harder on yourself. But a fun little way to spend 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe. So you can go ahead and go to Laughing
And it's
Place
free.
and then find the link to go ahead and do that. You might even have to make a phone call, or you could skip it. But I enjoyed making the phone call.
What? So I didn't. I skipped it in the name of saving time, being a loose term as I'm playing these games. But what happened when you called?
It was just a recording that gave you a
Obviously.
clue about what it was.
Okay.
What because the whole point is you do all these mini games to put letters into these different shapes. That'll give you the password to get onto the next step, which is then I think there's one more step after that even. So yeah, just a fun, like I said, fun way to spend a few minutes there. And speaking of a fun way to spend a few minutes,
literally, it's a short form animated series now on Disney Channel. The first installment features Phineas and Ferb, but it's called Cartoonified, where, quote, some of our favorite celebrities, which to me also means a lot of Disney Channel folk are going to be stopping by, get animated in a short form adventure. The first installment starred Phineas and Ferb as they took Kylie Contral from Descendants Rise of Red into the cartoon world. Did I say it wrong?
Baba Booey, Descendants.
Oh, Descendants, yes. On a time traveling adventure, much like the movie that she comes from. But I distinctly remember is a very serious encounter with a woolly mammoth. Yeah. So we are looking forward to more cartoonifieds. From what my research showed is we are expecting more different Disney Channel animated series in the future. I could see Stugo doing that with ease. We will see. But they also said, and celebrities, and I made the Disney Channel joke there too. But if you look at the How Not to Draw short form series, they get some pretty big names sometimes. I know they've had Mark Hamill. They got Alan Ruck to do a Gravity Falls How Not to Draw just because he expressed that he likes the show on a red carpet interview once. So who knows who they'll cartoonify in these later ones. And they're also longer than normal shorts on the channel. Normally those average around a minute. This was about 2.5. So I don't know if it's because it was the first one or if we can expect more of that in the future, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, something else I want to mention, there's all sorts of food coming to Disneyland Resort for the Plaza de la Familia. But I thought this was interesting. The Dante sipper that debuted at Disneyland Paris for their music festival event is coming to the Disneyland Resort on, I have it written down, just need to scroll. September 10th is when you'll be able to claim this. So still got a decent amount of time. They're very weird when they release their foodie guides. But yeah, pretty cool. I love the look of this. I don't know if it needs to be a sipper, but there you go.
So you said it was in Paris. It's coming to California. There's a Dante figure that glows in the Starlight Parade. So now I'm wondering if that'll come here at some point. Here being Orlando.
To make sense. They have been moving, like the Talking Mickey from 70th went over there and everything. So seems likely. And then finally, one of Tony's favorite shows.
Yes, Kiff season 2 soundtrack now streaming. Pull up that art. Yeah, series creator Nick Small along with Lucy Evans both shared this art, which I think is a nice little throwback to like vintage vinyl covers of some kind. But can you go back further on that page?
Yes.
And then show me the next one down. There we go. They did a custom track listing also, showing off what tracks are on season 2 soundtrack. The third one from the bottom, The Roof, The Basement, will get stuck in my head for days on end. Trash Clumpers is like a Limp Bizkit-y throwback song. So they're exploring all kinds of different new styles with the show, and it's fantastic. I'm loving all of it. But I have to note that there are some missing, and even Nick posted that there are more being added in the future. So I'm expecting that we'll see them, much like they did with season 1, where we got about half the collection and then another half comes after the end. Interestingly, though, we already have a lot of songs on this album from episodes that we've still yet to see. There's still 10 episodes remaining in the season, in the second season, that we haven't even seen yet, and it's
It's
wrapping
all
up.
about the deluxe editions, Tony. They
Right?
gotta
Yeah.
do
So
something
I
back.
just want my halfway there theme anthem from the special, and he said the special songs are coming later, so hopefully that one arrives, but we'll see.
I will say there's one of the things that annoys me the most is that Community has a season 1 album and then never did another one, and they have entire musical episodes beyond in later seasons. It's like, well, why don't I have an official recording of Baby Boomer Santa? That's all I want.
The fun stuff.
Well, today's fun stuff is another edition of what I like to call Barely Barely, where we look at some merchandise, including another one of Tony's favorite shows.
Yeah. I apparently should have been at Comic-Con this year and just hanging out at this booth, even though the creators themselves, Shane and Chris Houghton, were there for only 4 hours of the weekend, signing posters that they were giving away. This is also, they debuted all this new merchandise with Toddland. Toddland does other stuff. I know they've done King of the Hill, they've done Family Guy merchandise, but I think this is the first official merchandise for Big City Greens that wasn't like just art on Amazon, where they like do the on-demand printing on t-shirts or whatever. But they had this really cool design, the San Diego Farm Expo, kind of throwing it to Comic-Con, where you see, if you zoom in, I don't know if we can do that, but the 4 Green family members as different Marvel heroes. I wouldn't say they're fantastic because there's definitely some Hulk gloves in there, but yeah. But there's also t-shirts that reference very specific moments in the series. Specifically, one I can think of right offhand is Bill Green lecturing the class with the "Can you speak sweetly" cuss initiative.
I saw that on there.
Yeah, that's from one single episode where Cricket learns a swear word in the Big City Greens universe, and that swear word is blort. And that's exactly what it is. I'm not censoring myself.
It's the warmth of
Yep. And it's but so they start the cuss initiative. Your worst nightmare back there on the left, Chip Whistler, who's one of the series' main villains, if not the main villain. And then just a couple other quotes. The one thing that I would get though immediately, there's a tote bag, and it looks like something perfect for the grocery store, and it says Green Family Farms on it, and it has the logo for the family that they use at the farmers market, designed in the universe by their adopted daughter Gloria. So, but yeah, there's some good stuff, and wish I were there, but it's all online too. So check out our post, hit that link, and if you like the show enough, go for it.
And then we talked about Tron earlier, but just to bring it full circle, Tron
like
items.
Disc.
What?
Like an identity disc.
Exactly. Some new items have arrived near Tron Light Cycle run, including I wrote down a few items here. There's this button up, which is $64.99, and then there's also this V-neck shirt. This interestingly colored T-shirt here is $34.99, and then probably my favorite so far is it's trying to toggle between tabs. That's not working out for me. A hoodie. Who doesn't love a hoodie? The graphics a little aggressive there, but other than that, I kind of like it. It's that one's $70. There's still more items, but I gotta save something for actual Barely, so I can't go through everything. But
am I a big nerd, or do you do this too? If you saw a hoodie like that, would you go up and like feel the print?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, good.
No, especially, I mean, maybe a hoodie is a little less aggressive because it's got the thicker thing, but there's T-shirts, and I hate this, just having this big like rubbery logo on your chest, and especially in Florida, the second you step outside, that thing is going to be sticking on you, and you're just going to feel heavy. So yeah, I definitely feel the print on these shirts. At least I also, anything with like glitter, I'm like, nope, stay away from me. All right, Tony, you ready for your quiz?
Sure.
All right, Tony. On this day in 1951, a Walt Disney animated classic was released. That should be all you need.
51.
Yeah.
51. So that was before Sleeping Beauty.
True. Before Peter Pan, before Mulan.
Yes, Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
Yes, correct. On this day in 1989, a Touchstone film was released, later turned into a Disney Plus series that you can no longer watch.
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch. Yes, nice work. On this day in 1995, a Disney movie that the title references another Disney movie. There's a big hint. Big being another hint. Starring Danny Glover, Ray Liotta, and Dennis Leary.
The cast makes me think some kind of Angels in the Outfield spinoff.
No, it's a movie. So we talked about, my friends and I talk about blockbuster movies where there's just those ones that you can just picture on the shelf, and this is definitely, I feel like, one of those. It's a very silly.
Operation Dumbo Drop.
Operation Dumbo Drop, where people know the title. I don't know how many people actually remember the movie.
Give me that.
I don't know. But yeah, there's other ones like Tank Girl.
Yeah,
definitely. That's a blockbuster movie. This, I'm not going to make you guess. I just thought this was interesting because I didn't know it. On this day in 1997, When Ben Stein's Money debuted on Comedy Central, produced by Valley Crest Productions, which is a subsidiary of Walt Disney Company, and was distributed by Buena Vista Television.
That's how Kimmel got his Late Show.
I guess so. Yeah, I had no idea. I watched that show a lot as a kid. Had no idea that it was Disney affiliated in any way. And finally, Tony, on this day in 1998, a Disney Cruise Line ship was christened.
In 1998?
Yeah.
That would have to be the Magic.
It indeed has to be the Magic, and is the Magic. We have one more segment now.
Okay. I didn't mean to show the comment, but
sure.
There it is. Nikki, when I throw a bunch of toys on the floor for her cat, I call it Operation Toy Drop.
Nice. So let's take a look at this Sorcerer's Streak question, which, by the way, only a few more days left. We are going to be closing this season and declare a winner on, I think the last one will be on the 31st. So the new season will start on the 1st, which is also LP's birthday. So that's kind of why. But the last one involves the stock price for today, whether it will close higher than it opens. So we'll have the answer to that. The day before that was about Alice in Wonderland, the movie. We just mentioned the movie's birthdays today, but this was about the attraction itself and whether it would have a 30 minutes or longer wait on Sunday by 4 p.m. Pacific, and it reached 35 minutes at 11:30 a.m. So that was a yes. Today's question is, Rock and Roller Coaster had its grand opening party on July 29th, 1999. Will the longest wait time by 7 p.m. tomorrow be 70 minutes or more? So I've been keeping an eye on the wait times today. Currently, it's at 55 minutes. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. That'll help dictate what I end up choosing, because I'm positioned pretty well at the moment, Tony. I don't win anything if I win, but I do want to rank well. So I want to keep my streak going. I have used a couple of skips, both for integrity reasons, based on one of them being like, will LP publish this? I'm like, well, I can make LP publish whatever I want. So I'm going to see myself out of that one. But yeah. So yeah, be sure to play Sorcerer's Streak. If you missed this season, we got a new one coming up in just a few days, and we'll let you know more details about that when it comes up. But Tony, any other parting thoughts or any other comments we want to address before we go?
Just Fred says Freaky Friday will be on ABC this coming Sunday, part of the Wonderful World of Disney.
Or you could watch it on Disney Plus. Nothing else? No. Well, I have some sour news for folks, because this is probably going to be the first and last morning show of the week. I am going to be going to Gen Con later this week. So that prohibits me from doing a couple of shows. And then the shows that I can do, Doobie has other engagements. So unfortunately, this is probably it for the morning show. I don't know if
not forever.
For the week, yes.
Yeah.
We should be back next week. I am driving home on Monday, so Monday's probably not going to happen unless Doobie gets a fill in. But hopefully later next week we will have more shows. morning show, I also don't know the state of, because our guys are probably working their way home from Comic-Con still. But stay tuned for that. Make sure you ring the bell so you know whenever we go live. And if there is a Park Stock later, then you'll be the first to know. But thank you, everyone, for joining us for this, and we will see you in due time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.